All right. Thank you, Veronica. Now to Lunch with Lindsay. It is Tuesday.
Yeah, and she is eating with Cal Ripken Jr. Hi, Lindsay.
Hey there, guys. Yes, tonight is the 81st Major League Baseball All-Star Game, and who better to sit down for lunch with than a perennial All-Star and Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. Ripken was the face of the Orioles franchise for years. He talked about what he's doing now and what type of influence baseball and his father had on his life over lunch at the old site of Memorial Stadium. Sandwiches, and then because of baseball, some Cracker Jack. So dig in, whatever you want.
Okay.
You're here breaking ground to create this youth center and helping kids, also to honor your father. Why is that emotional for you?
Well, I mean, there is some mixed emotions here because when you do talk about Dad, it's a reminder he's not here anymore. And some of the things that are very powerful and very meaningful between the two of us we shared in baseball. And so sometimes there's something that hits you. And hits you in the wrong way, and it comes over you in such a strong way that you can't really continue along. But if you put that aside for a minute and think of the joy that baseball has provided between me and my dad, between me and my brother, between the two sons and the dad, baseball was a way that Dad taught us about life. He taught us about athletics. He taught us about lessons, and that same thing is going to happen over here.
What is one of the brightest memories that you have of being at that stadium, Memorial Stadium, with your father?
I hit a home run in my first at-bat opening day, 1982. And the real cool part about it is you come around third base, and the first person's hand you get to shake is your dad's. My dad was a third base coach. I shook the hand. I got a chance to look in his eyes, and there was a lot of meaning that comes from that opportunity.
That gives me chills.
And it makes me want to cry. But coming around home plate, my dad wasn't a man of a lot of words where he could actually say the right thing at that moment, but you can tell by the handshake and the sense of pride that he had in you. So that's the strongest memory by far.
You, I know, have an opportunity or will have an opportunity to go back to the organization, possibly in a front office role. Where does that stand, and what would the perfect role be for you?
My interest, if there was a time to come back to the Orioles or come back to professional baseball, it would be, in a couple of years. So I'm a planner. I start to think, okay, how's that going to work out, how that's going to be. And so we've opened up discussions and talks and trying to figure out, how and if that would work.
I was thinking, I wonder if you ever think about the opportunity to manage your son at a pro baseball level, just like your dad had.
Managing has always appealed to me in a different sort of way because Dad told me very early on, when you're out in the game, think about all the things that are happening and kind of manage inside your head. Don't second guess, but think about, okay, what would you do? Managing Ryan in his athletic career, I've always been there as a support for him, fixing his baseball swing, encouraging him on his basketball, and doing those sorts of things. And I think that's pretty cool too. But I never thought of the lofty goal of managing him at the big league level.
Because if you ever manage the Orioles, you could have an in there, and you could make this whole thing happen all again.
It would require a career switch right now, I guess. But that's an interesting thought. It's an interesting dream to have.
Bottom line, to be determined. We could see Cal in a front office role in the future, possible a managerial role. For more from Cal Ripken, including his thoughts on Steven Strasburg, you can go to our website, NBCWashington.com, where we've included some more of that interview. You just type in Lunch with Lindsay and it'll pop up.
That's interesting what he says about Strasburg.
It is.
Yeah.